I'm Luke Hagerty with the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. I'm the Viticulture Extension Associate here. What we're doing here today is we're planting a cover crop in Tim Weigel's hops. We're doing a couple different trials with seed mixes to try to do a couple different things for the hops. One of the trials is kind of looking at more traditional cover crops where we have a clover and a rye, a radish in it to kind of a soil builder, soil health type of thing. And some of these other rows we're doing flower mixes. In this row right here we have buckwheat rated at about seed rate of around between 30 to 50 pounds that we kind of right around there. There's a little bit of overlap, so that's probably where it's going to be 50 pounds to the acre. Buckwheat has the properties to do both some soil health. It's good at pulling up phosphorus and making that more available, but it's also it's a flowering plant, and that's the main reason for the buckwheat and the annual flower mixes that we're doing. And what we're trying to do with the flowering mix is to have flowers to bring in beneficial insects. So beneficial insects will basically help. They'll feed on the flowers, and then once the flowers are done feeding there, we're hoping that they move on to the hops and take care of some of the two-spotted spider mite that it's a big pest for hops and on the hop leaves. We got buckwheat here, we got a double thing here. What we're going to try do with this, I guess this row right here, is buckwheat's, it's pretty short-lived. It comes up real quick, real fast, nice and thick, has a nice white flower heads on it, and then with lots of seeds. It goes to seed quick, and then it'll die out. And after it dies out, what we want to do is run our seeder over it again without planting it to see if we can get a second flush from that seed. So basically try getting 2 crops of buckwheat out of it per season, so which should help the amount of times that we have flowers depending on how the different seed mixes work with the annual flower mix. So we have a perennial and annual wildflower mix, 2 different mixes there. Cover crop mix with the rye and the radish, and then we have the buckwheat trial here. We have 2 hops blocks that we're trying basically the same mixes down on one soil, and it's as you can see here, we're kind of in the bottom of the hill, so it's a little more nutrient rich. Up on top it's a lot more gravelly soil, and with that there's I guess as you move from the different soil types, some seeds will do good down on this type and others won't. When we move up onto the hill, certain seed types won't do as well where others will. So by having a mix and increasing the amount of species that we have in our mixes betters our chance of actually having something come up and flower, because we're not expecting 100%. Some of these flower mixes that we put in have 30 to 40 different types of seeds in it. So with that, last year's we had a lot of cosmos come up in it, which was great. They did their job. They brought in some beneficial insects. We found some pirate bugs in there, which will go after the two spotted spider mites. So that's what we're doing here today.